Hi, everyone.
Hi, Fairfax.
For those who don't know, I'm Danielle. I'm the Parks and Rec Director.
And I'm Tim Burns, your Vice Chair of the Select Board.
So we're going to take this time with you today to talk about the budget process that we do here in Fairfax. Um, so basically, when we are this time of year, the budget is needing to be created. Each department head is responsible for creating their own budget. To which we, if need be, can talk to the town manager if things need to change, if we need input from her. Not all of us need to. But then what will happen is each department head will bring their budget in front of the select board on various dates and explain to them what we have on our budget, if we had changes, as far as if we need more money for certain things, if things are going to stay the same, if we don't need as much money on certain things. Um, and so we're getting right there. We're about ready to start those meetings. I think the first meeting is November 18th. And so these select board meetings, everybody is welcome to. They're open to the public, as all of them are. And so we will share with you like which date each of the department heads are going to the select board. So if you're interested in certain topics, you're welcome to join in those conversations. The first week is November 18th. That's myself, Amber with zoning, and Pat, our assessor.
We have some special ballot items that'll be on that day as well.
Yeah, we have, because our population has grown over 5,000, we can now add more justices of the peace. So that'll be a topic that we're talking about, being able to add those in after town meeting. Then,
November 25th
yeah.
will be social services, the cemeteries, the library, and animal. December 2nd will be the office, the clerk and treasurer, the intergovernmental, the insurance and revenue side of things. And the big one would be December 9th, which will be Public Works, the utility, the fire department, and the town manager.
So we kind of spread these out over the course of 4 weeks, and with the idea that at the end of these, select board will take a couple weeks to kind of process everybody's budget, be able to reflect on if they have questions, come back to us, if they think we need to change things. And then hopefully by the end of the year, we have a rough draft that will be put into the town report. Which will, when does the town report come out? Do you know?
It'll be the beginning of the year.
Okay. So you can look out for that, and I'm sure we'll announce it when they come out.
Yep.
Um,
So with that said,
yeah.
A lot of folks have questions. What is budgeting? Budgeting is the act of appropriating funds and monies for the operation of the town for a given period of time. Our period of time is a fiscal year. It's a 12-month fiscal year running from July 1st through June 30th. The budget consists of the revenue side of things and the expenditure side of things. So it's not just expenditures that we look at. We also look at the revenue for the town and what departments bring in the revenue. As far as the questions that are going to arise during this process, we encourage you to reach out to any of the select board members or the town manager. Email is easiest. We will do our very best to answer them the best that we can. And feel free to come to the meetings as well.
Mm-hmm. So just like an overview of what the town budget looks like for Fairfax. So essentially, your public works is one of the biggest sources of expenses that we have, wintertime, salt, sand, all of the things. And then the next biggest thing is kind of intergovernmental. Those are your rescue, your sheriff, things like that. Town offices, the things that take to run the town here. And then fire, clerks, and then Parks and Rec, and then select board and town manager. And then we have all of the other ones. So like you kind of like, we'll share the pie chart with you so you can see it better than just my little demonstration. And so you can see kind of what the breakdown is. And I'm just using the town report from last year, and it shares with you what, each line item is for each of the departments. So again, you can look at those if you have yours from last year. And if you have questions when you come to the select board meetings for the budgeting, you can ask what those are and how those are determined. For me, when I go about planning my budget, I just take my budget from last year and I go through line by line and determine, whether or not that was what I needed. Or maybe I didn't and I can lower it, or maybe it was like not quite enough and I need to ask for a little bit more. Um, my department also works off of a lot of revenue too, so I don't necessarily need to have as much, but one thing too to consider is we recently have adopted a capital plan. Is that how it's called? Yeah. Where like we have gone through the town and determined what things have to be improved over time. So we're planning ahead to make sure that we don't have all of these surprises. Like if something happens and we weren't prepared for it, or as buildings age, we have acquired
Maintenance that needs to be
on
considered.
trucks and all the things. So like you have a capital plan which determines all of the things that you're going to need over time. And so our budget now includes some of those things. So it's not this one big expense like at one time. Like we are planning ahead for all the things that will eventually happen, could be kind of a thing. So some of my that was a new line item for me last year, was a facilities improvement plan. And that's covering things like down at the park, we have the bathrooms. Those have been about 15 years. So they need a few things. They need some work. The plumbing things have happened. The pavilion down there too needs some updates. We paved the rec path this year. We have the bridge at Garland Park that when we acquired the land, the bridge was not usable. So we're, need to replace that. So each department has, not every department, but most,
Most departments have a needs and wants list. What's critical for the operation of that specific department, that side of the operation for it throughout the year. It sometimes can be taxing on the department if we have some major events or catastrophic events. For example, Public Works with some of our flooding recently. We've been very fortunate enough to get some state monies for reimbursement on that side of things, but the budget keeps us in line. It steers us for our expenditures. We try to stay within that budget as best as we can. Just know that sometimes monies have to be appropriated or shifted a little bit to stay within that operating cost.
And I think as a department head myself and knowing all the other department heads, we're all pretty conscious of the fact that this comes from taxpayer money. We're not asking for more than is what we believe really needed. And everybody's pretty passionate about their positions here. So they want to do the best they can for the town. Was there anything else you wanted to add about budgeting? Like I said, we're going to include the list of what days each department head is presenting to the select board.
Yep.
We'll also include the pie chart, like from last year's town report that kind of shows you the breakdown of each of the departments.
And as we go through this process, we're gonna hopefully be able to do a few more videos to give updates and answer any questions that may be sent in to us. So be on the lookout for those in the near future. We're gonna try for 3 or 4 more just to let everybody know where we're at, how things are going, and if we're still on track.
Yeah. So any of your questions, like Tim said, can be sent to the town manager or any member of the select board. You can find those emails on the town website, which is www.fairfax-vt.gov. But thanks for joining us for this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.